We're starting with a story that affected millions of people today. AT&T's service outage that sent phones offline all around the country. Well, now the company says that everything is back to normal. Our Charlie Wojciechowski has been monitoring the developments all day and is here to explain what happened here. Charlie?
Well, Alex and Marion, it wasn't just AT&T. All of the major carriers were impacted to some extent. AT&T caught the worst of it. Now, take a look at this graph from Down Detector. It shows how the outage started in the early morning hours, reaching almost 74,000 users at its peak just before 8 o'clock in the morning. Then, as workers got to the job and started fixing everything on the network, it rapidly dropped down to zero. Around the country this morning, many cell phone users woke up to screens that looked like this, with an SOS on the top line. James Purnell was one of them.
Yeah, it's bad for business, bad for communications. I mean, we have people in medical situations that need to have care and access to doctors and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a bad situation all the way around.
Locally, the Evanston Fire Department put out a warning on the X platform, as did Chicago's Office of Emergency Management and Communications. They asked people not to call 911 to test their service. The source of the frustration, a network outage that seemed to hit AT&T customers the hardest. At one point, more than 70,000 users were affected. AT&T released a statement saying some of our customers are experiencing wireless service interruptions this morning. Our network teams took immediate action, and so far, 3/4 of our network has been restored. We are working as quickly as possible to restore service to remaining customers. The Citizens Utility Board called the impact on public service serious and issued a statement saying AT&T owes the public a detailed and credible explanation for the cause of this nationwide outage. Other carriers experienced less severe outages. Verizon posted this message to its website.
Verizon's network remains fully operational. Some customers may have experienced issues this morning when calling or texting those served by another carrier. Our network continues to function normally.
Internet consultant Dominic Miserandino says he is being flooded with calls from clients.
It's just the understanding of what is happening with this outage. And I think we don't necessarily always know how we're all interconnected. And a lot of businesses are trying to figure out when they're calling what is happening and how is it affecting everyone else we're communicating with.
Elizabeth Crosswhite's service was restored by noon.
It's one of those things you don't really notice until it's gone. And then all of a sudden it's, all I was worrying about all morning.
Yeah. Now that leaves the biggest question unanswered. Why did this all happen? We'll certainly hear more about that in the next few days. Mary and Alex.
All right, so it did happen. What can we do to protect ourselves the next time? Is there anything?
Sadly, nothing you can do.
Yeah.
AT&T has to do it. The other carriers have to do it. But the one thing you can do to preserve your access, almost every phone, I've got an iPhone here, Androids work the same way, switch on Wi-Fi calling. That way, when you're in a Wi-Fi zone, at least you've got some ability to make and receive calls, and most importantly, data.
All right. Thanks so much, Charlie. Thank goodness for you to be around to explain it all to us, because a lot of people were confused this morning. There's no doubt about it.
This was a new one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks.